Translation and purport by Jared Guru Srila Prabhupada. O most worshipable of all, you are the best of all benefactors, and your appearance at saintly King Nabi's sacrificial arena is meant for our benediction. Because you have been seen by us, you have bestowed upon us the most valuable benediction. In Bhagavad Gita 9:29, Krishna says, Samoham Sarvabhutesu. I envy no one, nor am I partial to anyone. I am equal to all. But whosoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend, is in me, and I am also a friend to him. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is equal to everyone. In that sense, he has no enemies and no friends. Everyone is enjoying the fruitive reactions of his own work. And the Lord, within everyone's heart, is observing and giving everyone the desired result. However, just as the devotees are always anxious to see the Supreme Lord satisfied in every way, similarly, the Supreme Lord is very anxious to present himself before his devotees. Shri Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 4:8, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chatuskritam dhamma samstapanataya sambhavami yuge. To deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants, as well as to re-establish the principles of religion, I advent myself millennium after millennium. Thus, Krishna's appearance is for the deliverance and satisfaction of his devotees. Actually, he does not advent himself simply to kill the demons, for that can be done by his agents. Lord Vishnu's appearance at the sacrificial arena of Maharaj Nabi was just to please the king and his assistants. Otherwise, there was no reason for his being present there. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Translation: O most worshipable of all, you are the best of all benefactors, and your appearance at saintly King Nabi's sacrificial arena is meant for our benediction. Because you have been seen by us, you have bestowed upon us the most valuable benediction. The background is that King Nabi and Queen Merudevi wanted a child. Specifically, they wanted a son. And so they followed the ritualistic sacrifices. They were performing a yajna. And for that, they engaged many brahmanas. By performing that sacrifice, then Lord Vishnu was pleased and he appeared there. Upon his appearance, the assistants, the brahmanas, begin to offer prayers to the Supreme Lord. And today's prayer, they acknowledge that the Lord is the best of all benefactors. That he gives the needs, he supplies the needs of everyone. Everyone is taking some benefit, getting some advantages from him. And that his appearance at this sacrificial arena is to benedict those who are present then, especially the king. That there is nothing really for the Lord to gain by appearing there, but simply he has come to benedict those who are there, like the sun. The sun is appearing, and there's not really any particular gain for the sun to rise and go across the sky. But whoever is seeing the sun benefits from the sun. Because of the sun, then the eyes are able to provide vision. The vegetables, the plants, the human beings, they derive heat from the sun. And in that way, they can maintain their lives. From fire, yajna is performed. We know from the Bhagavad Gita that by performance of yajna, the demigods are pleased. When they are pleased, then they give rains. Rains give grains. Grains means full belly. It's generally the basic happiness of every living being. Is food in the stomach. If we will announce now that actually there's a fast. Yes, some will say Haribol for now. But if this is a dry fast till Sunday, I'm sure devotees would find some other ways to get prasadam. First of all, you didn't announce this fast, and this is not going to be signed up for starvation. So the Lord is the benefactor of everyone. This is acknowledged by the devotees. Not everyone acknowledges this. Some people want to acknowledge material nature because they don't understand whose nature it is. Then they imbue material nature with all potency. That somehow dead matter is able to supply everything for everyone. They will not credit the Supreme Person. They say, you have been seen by us. Because of this, you have bestowed upon us the most valuable benediction. And Srila Prabhupada begins his purport by making the point that Krishna is equal to everyone. The Lord is equal to everyone. Someone may ask, what type of equality is this? Because we see on the battlefield of Kurukshetra that it seems like Krishna took sides. He took the side of Arjuna, not the side of Duryodhana. So what type of equality is this? Krishna himself says, I envy no one, nor am I partial to everyone. He declares that I am equal to all. So let us analyze the situation at Kurukshetra to see, is Krishna really equal to all? Is he impartial? Or is he partial to others? First, Krishna offered himself and his army for this war. Duryodhana, he wanted the army. He thought, how useless, one Krishna versus however Okshahini his army is. It's a no-brainer, I'll take the army. Arjuna, he decided that Krishna was enough. So of the two, one understood who Krishna really was, and the other couldn't understand who Krishna is. Because Krishna says, I'm equal to all, but whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend, is in me, and I'm also a friend to him. So we see that the equality of Krishna is that like a responsible father provides all facility for the children. But depending on the children's disposition, some may follow the rules and regulations of the father, may cooperate with the father, and other kids may rebel against the father. Even at some point, they may develop enmity for the father. So we can see in the situation of Krishna that the devotees, they are happy to follow the guidelines of the Supreme Lord. They are happy to render service to Krishna. But there are also other children of God who couldn't care less about God. They have also a very nice term. No, I don't believe or disbelieve in God. Like in the middle. called agnostics. I'm on the fence on the matter. So don't try to tell me to follow God because I don't believe in God. But at the same time, I don't say that there is no God. So they try to be neutral in the matter. But when we consider, are they neutral in getting the facilities from God? I won't breathe this oxygen because I don't know who really supplied it. Is there really God to supply this? I don't care for the sun and the moon. I don't care for the vegetables. Everyone takes benefit, but to reciprocate, not everyone does. And then there's another group who actually create enmity with God. There is no God. In fact, they get offended by the idea that there's God. What a primitive idea. Who came up with this? They say there's a man in the sky, like the spaghetti monster. So many derogatory names they may give. And they will also write books, try to kill the conception of God with their intelligence. And many people fall for this and join the group of the atheistic, the enemies of God. One type of atheism is called impersonalism, Mayavad. That they will acknowledge there's a supreme being, but he is an impersonal energy. And not only that he's there as an impersonal energy, I am also that supreme. So they artificially create an equality between themselves and God, while divorcing God of his personal feature. He has no form, no hands, no legs, no eyes. He is just an all-pervading energy, a light, a vibration. So because of the different dispositions of individuals, this results in how their conceptions about the existence of God are shaped. So Krishna says, those who are rendering service unto me in devotion, I'm a friend to them, because devotion means they acknowledge the personality of God. There's a person there and they're trying to serve that person. Those who say I don't exist, well, I give them the necessity to stay alive, but there's no relationship. Because relationship means service. So his equality is that like the responsible father takes care of all, but his impartiality becomes partiality due to the relationship of service. So therefore the paradox that Krishna is impartially partial. How is he impartially partial? We've just explained that as the laws of nature, Maya Dakshena Prakriti Suyate Sacharachara, Hetunanina Kontea Jagat Viparivatite. All moving and unmoving things, they come from him. He is indirectly controlling everything. So the laws of nature, action and reaction, they deal with everyone impartially. It's a machine that just keeps on grinding. You put a coin, you get the product out of the vending machine. It doesn't matter if you are an atheist, impersonalist, agnostic, theistic. If you put the right amount of money in the vending machine, you should get the product that you. So every action is giving a reaction. However, the partiality comes there that whoever invites the Lord for a relationship, then the laws of nature are no longer just acting on them, but then the Lord, who is in charge of all material functions, he particularly enters the scene and adjusts the calm. Prabhupada will give an example of a man can be famous as a charitable person, and also a lover of children. So he loves children, and there's some children at a kindergarten. His children also go there. If the kindergarten is on fire and the man runs in and saves his own kids, who will blame him? Oh, you said you love children, but how come you only saved your children? Because it's his own children. Naturally, his heart flows in affection for his own kids. And when there's danger, he will save his children first. And that doesn't mean he doesn't love children, but it just means that he loves his children more. And it's just the law of nature is like that. So, Krishna also, all living beings are his part and parcels. Mama Bangso Jivaloke Jiva Puta Sanatana. He says everyone is his part and parcel. And so he provides for everyone. But we find that some, as the verse says here, Paritranaya Sadhunam Vinashaya Chaduskritam Dharma Samstapanata Sambhavami Yuge Yuge. It reveals the mission of Krishna. Why does he come into the material world? So Dharma, religious principles, here it's translated. Samstapanataya. Samstapa is like he is establishing. He has come to establish the positive religious principles. Why he establishes religious principles? To protect the conditioned souls from gliding further into entanglement with Maya. Even they could glide further to the lower planetary systems or lower species of life. So Krishna wants everyone to rise and slowly exit this material world. So those individuals who are helping with his mission of rescuing the living beings, Krishna wants to empower them. So by him empowering them, then whoever is observing is seeing, oh, Krishna has his favorites here. He's partial to the devotees. But it is that they are aligning with his own mission. Arjuna was aligning with Krishna's mission on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Of course, initially he was confused about his duty because he was affected by material compassion and he was affected by the platform of mundane morality, the rules of family. No one is meant to kill family members, he's going to go to hell. The natural law that if I kill those that are dear and I win any kingdom, there will be no enjoyment without them. So all of it made sense. Scripture says, those who destroy the family dynasty, they make way for corruption in society. Because then, once the men are killed, then the women are unprotected, then whatever rascal men are left behind, they will corrupt the womanliness, and then there will be unwanted children. Unwanted children have no samskaras, no purificatory rites are performed, so they are really just a little off the pious path, and so they will create further havoc. So on one level, Arjuna was right, correct, yes, these are true, but Krishna introduced a higher platform to act in devotion, to act to please him. That is spiritual activity. We are created to cooperate with Krishna. And because Arjuna accepted Krishna as his guru, and I'm ready to act as you instruct me, he fought on behalf of Krishna. Krishna protected him. Duryodhana, on the other hand, although Krishna is also giving him life, food, water, he's got friends and family, there's a whole kingdom. Krishna was equal to him in that to protect him from his Adamic ways, he had to disempower him. He can't win this war because he cannot lead the people on the right path. And so, complete disempowerment is to kill the brother. Take his body away from him. And kill whoever else has sided with him. We are stopping them from doing more and more irreligious activity. Srila Prabhupada mentions that the Lord can kill the demoniac by engaging any other agent. He doesn't have to personally deal with them in that way. That his main mission is to please his devotees. And this is what the Brahmanas are attesting to here. That you have appeared at this sacrifice to benedict us. It's not that there's anything that you need. You're not attracted by all the gold and the ghee, but you are attracted by devotion. And so, because you have been seen by us, you have bestowed upon us the most valuable benediction. To see Krishna also is not a matter of just having working eyeballs. Krishna says, Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena, that the eyes that are smeared with the salve of devotion, they are able to reveal him, Yam Shama Sundam Achintya Guna Swarupam. He who is Achintya, inconceivable, he can be seen in his Shama Sundar form, original form, by those eyes of the Shantas, Shanta Sadaiva Hridaya Subilokayat. So devotion, pure devotion, reveals Krishna in his original feature. Take Duryodhana again. When there was still negotiations that should this war happen or not, Yudhishthira sent Krishna as an envoy to Duryodhana. Krishna came to Duryodhana's palace and told him, Duryodhana, I know that your thirst for being the emperor is very high, but you should consider that the Pandavas also are princes and they need to rule. That you should divide the kingdom into half and give them the other half to rule. Duryodhana was not interested in that. Instead, he thought, this Krishna, he favors these Pandavas. I need to get him on my side. So he cooked an elaborate feast and thought that Krishna would be swayed to his side by the smell of all the ghee cooked preps. Yes, many a man and woman have been coerced to change their opinions simply by being provided a good meal. Yes, as you are tasting all of this, then the preposition comes. So we were thinking that, yes, yeah, maybe if you can just, because he's agreeing with the taste of the food, he tends to agree also with the suggestions that are being given. Yes, when people want favor, they say, you must come home, you must come home. Sometimes you may need actual money, donation to do something else. But one way not to give someone anything, you don't want to give them money, just you invite them and give them a meal. Just be satisfied with the good subject. So he thought like that, I'll give him a feast. Anyway, he's a cowhead boy, he doesn't know some of this royal type of preps. Krishna said, well, one accepts food when he's distressed, and also one accepts food from one they have affection for. I'm neither distressed nor do I have any particular affection for you. So then Duryodhana thought, okay, arrest this Krishna. He thought he was going to grab Krishna and tie him up, imprison him. So it said then Krishna manifests his universal form. Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur says, thumb size, all these forms that came out. And so Duryodhana and his family saw this universal form. He was a bit perturbed, afraid, what is this? And thought, okay, wow, he's a powerful person, I can't really arrest him. But he didn't think, oh, now I should worship him. No. He's got a bit of mystic power. I couldn't arrest him. Then I'd have to just kill them on the battlefield. So he saw Krishna, he saw his universal form, but it did not awaken devotion within him. Did not awaken devotion. Instead, it increased his enmity in that he got better strategies to take care of this Cashapp because he seems to have some mystic power. In Chaitanya Bhagavat, we hear of a devotee by the name of Mukunda. So Mukunda, he sang very beautifully. Lord Chaitanya never missed his kirtan. He loved his singing. But somehow Mukunda, during the Mahaprakash Leela, when Lord Chaitanya was showing his divine position to the devotees, and reminding them of their previous lives and interactions and giving them benedictions. The devotees noticed that he did not call Mukunda. Mukunda was sitting behind the curtain, and Srivas Thakur then thought, my Lord, your devotee Mukunda is here, but he's afraid to come before you and see you, waiting on you to call him. We know that he is such a wonderful devotee and you love him. So how come you're not calling him to come and see you? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in an angry mood, he said, this Mukunda is a pretender. Everyone was shocked. Pretender? He's such a wonderful Vaishnava, humble, sings so nice. He said his policy is that he has one hand on my feet and one hand on my throat. He's a deceiver. And touching my feet, showing humility, worshipping me, on the other side, trying to choke me out and kill me. A very drastic contrast. So the devotees, all ears. Srivas Thakur continued, my Lord, you know everything, so you enlighten us. What has he done that you are neglecting him like this? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, well, when he's with the Mahavadis, he's hearing Yoga Vasishta, and he's also commenting and supporting this understanding that the Supreme Lord is impersonal, Nirakara. So this is, on one hand, you've got a garland, on the other, you've got a stick. The devotees, they do the garland, they put the garland on the Lord. Stick is for what? Beating someone. So whoever speaks or hears Mayavad philosophy, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says this like, he's beating me. So he's a shapeshifter. According to the association he's in, he's very agreeable to all of this. Whatever's going on there, he's agreeable. And so I don't want to see him. Mukunda was suffering, crying, shedding tears. He told Srivas Mahaprabhu, tell him, I don't want to see his face. So Mukunda was thinking, if the Lord won't allow me to see him, then what is the use of staying alive? I shall commit suicide. So he asked Srivas, you please ask him, is there any chance that I will be able to see him? Lord Chaitanya was saying, for his offenses, maybe definitely he will see me after millions of lifetimes. And Mukunda, when he heard that, he started to celebrate. Jai, I will see him, I will see him, I will see him. Continuing to cry in love of God. The devotees were shocked. Millions of lifetimes, he's celebrating. Lord Chaitanya heard that he was crying and celebrating in ecstasy. He told Srivas Thakur, call Mukunda, tell him, bring him here, bring him here. When Srivas tried to get him, he could not even hear what Srivas was proposing. He was in such ecstasy. I will see him, I will see him. So they literally had to drag him before Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya said, Mukunda, you are always my eternal servant. Just by your intense desire to see me, and that you completely accepted my words, that in 10 million lifetimes you will see me, you have nullified all so-called offenses by your devotion, by your chastity. That for you, whatever I say is fact. And in this way, the Lord took him back into his company. And it is said, Padma Purana says, one who is blind, he cannot see anything, whether you put a mirror in front of him or you put a torch to help him. He cannot see anything. So in a similar way, one without devotion to the Lord, without devotional service, Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu cannot be seen, even if standing before somebody. So this desire to see the Lord and actually feeling benedicted by the presence of the Lord is only experienced by those who have devotion. Others may see the Lord with their eyeballs, but they don't see him as the reservoir of all benedictions. They don't see him as the Supreme Lord. They estimate him according to their consciousness. Kalayavana. He's attacking Mathura. And Lord Krishna thinks, well, Jarasandha is also going to do the same, so let me just protect the residents by walking away. And Kalayavana is following Krishna. He's cursing Krishna out, you rascal, you're running from battle, stand and fight. And it's explained, he could not catch up to Krishna, who was walking away, and he was running. He still couldn't catch up with Krishna because of his sinful disposition. That creates like a wall between the living being and the Supreme Lord. The Supreme Lord is complete transcendence, pure. And one who still has a sinful heart, he cannot actually come in touch with the Lord. So that is the Lord's equality, is that he is responsible for everyone, but he's not just simply neutral and impartial, but he is reciprocal. He responds to the attitude of whoever approaches him. So like the criminals are praying outside the house, oh God, we want to rob this house, but just make sure these people don't wake up and that the alarm doesn't work so we can rob this place. The person in the house, before going to bed, they were praying, dear God, protect my house, my family, my property. Sometimes it seems that the robbers can't break into the house, they fail. And sometimes the robbers can break in and steal. So the Lord is somehow or the other fulfilling some prayers and sometimes not. Man proposes, God disposes. Everybody gets something from the Lord. So he's like a desire tree. But he is particularly reciprocal and pays attention to those who are his devotees. So that is our mission. We want to be counted as friends, because then it's so intimate. Then it says, one who renders service unto me in devotion is a friend. Can you estimate what is to be Krishna's friend? And it's big time. And so intimate is he is in me. And he is in me. Generally the Lord is there in the heart of everyone, but because our consciousness is flowing outward to material desires, we don't see him in our own hearts. It's actually so sad. I think when I do remember, Krishna is in my heart. I mean, this is amazing. But I just live my life as though it's me and my desires and whatever. And when life kind of gives you a gut punch, then you start to be meditative. Oh yes, the Lord in my heart. But here he's saying, that person is in him, not that Krishna is he is in me. And I'm also a friend to him. This is our desire. And so these brahmanas could recognize that. Now that we've seen you, Nija Purusha Ikshana Vishaya. Because you've been seen by us, you have bestowed upon us the most valuable benediction, which is Krishna consciousness, devotional service. Jila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hari Om.
Maybe I should ask you questions. So, what makes Krishna not just neutral and passive? Bhakti, okay, it's a one size fits all. Like Bhakti is always good. Yes, it's true. Yeah, Bhakti. But what is it in his behavior? I just mentioned at the end now, that makes him not just simply neutral, because if he was just neutral to everyone, then he's just passive the whole time. What's the use of someone who's just everything for him, isn't it? What shows him to be not just neutral?
That he cares for his devotees a lot.
Okay, as they surrender, he rewards them accordingly. So, okay, it's reciprocal. He shows particular care for his devotees. Like Arjuna, there's a Brahmin in South India who cannot read the Bhagavad Gita properly, but he's weeping. What is he seeing that is making him cry, get this realization? Okay, it sounds good. Bhattavatsala. But in what way? What's this Bhattavatsala that he's showing? Yeah, Krishna Prabhupada knows everything. Somebody else. If you were watching him, you gave the answer. What did Krishna do to show special favor? That this Brahmana is just, he can't, this is just making him weep. What did Krishna do for Arjuna?
Arjuna?
Yes.
You were speaking about this Brahman.
So the Brahmana, he cannot read Bhagavad Gita, he's illiterate.
Yes.
But then he seems to be in ecstasy, crying tears. Yes. And Mahaprabhu meets him, and he confesses, I cannot read. So he's curious, and if you can't read this text, how are you so affected that you are crying? So what is it that he's affecting him?
Krishna's words.
He cannot read.
Yeah, but he thinks of Krishna's emotion.
Not in this case, he cannot read. But there's something that he can do, that he's seeing something. Okay, there's a clue. Bhagavad Gita, you've seen the picture in Bhagavad Gita, what's happening there?
Krishna is becoming the servant of Arjuna.
And what service is he rendering?
Charioteer.
Chariot driver. So, Uber driver, Bolt driver, not so glorious a thing, but to speak of chariot driver. It's very low class type of, nobody acknowledges, it just drives a powerful horse carriage. So this Brahman is thinking, the Supreme Lord, he's taking such a low service for his devotee. How much he cares and loves for his devotees, and this is warming his heart, that he's weeping. That such a person is Krishna. So that is to the point that Krishna is particularly affectionate and he's reciprocating. For Arjuna's love and service, Krishna is willing to take that position. So he's not just neutral, he's also taking the responsibility to help us improve. So sometimes Krishna seems to put obstacles in our lives, and we wonder, hey, but now I'm chanting Hare Krishna, I'm initiated, isn't life supposed to just be smooth sailing now? But Krishna is putting the obstacles to strengthen us, to give us deeper realization, to help us depend on him more. If we fail to depend on him, then okay, he's not ready. He will sort of fall back and Krishna will try some other way to pick us up.